Welcome to LTV News on this in October. We're excited to be back with you and ready to share what's happening on and off campus. Stay with us for the latest stories that matter to our LaSalle community.
We'll bring you more stories about a student's community service experience, some insights about Halloween in Philadelphia, and info about a recent robbery in Paris.
Welcome to LTV News, where we bring you everything from 20th only to Philadelphia and beyond. My name is Mike Adredas, and I'm ready to report all the latest from LaSalle, Philly, and the world.
And I'm Dastan and Mike. We've got a lot to cover in the next half hour, so stick around for some fun and interesting stories you won't want to miss. Let's jump right in.
Kenny Lynch, a LaSalle junior majoring in political science and computer science, found more than just a trip to the Philippines. Through the International Association of LaSalle University's leadership program, he discovered a new purpose and a deeper connection to his roots. From helping rebuild homes after a typhoon to playing basketball with local kids, Kenny experienced firsthand the power of service and community. He learned about sustainability, culture, and gratitude. Now back in 20th and only, he's paying it forward, advocating for more students to experience the world and make a better difference in our community. On our last show, we gave you a tour of the LaSalle Art Museum. However, LaSalle has another museum on its campus that will surprise most students. There's a museum, and Kyle Blackwell will give you a tour, giving us a look at this unique campus find.
Museum of Nursing History, Inc. is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We survive solely on donations, financial donations from people, and volunteer. And so I volunteer, and I'm what's called the accessions chair. So I watch over donations of items, caps, capes, diplomas, pins, books, other items that nurses have used in the past. I watch over them, accept them, and display them in the cases. Sometimes we have the help of Sigma Theta Tau, which is a nursing sorority, and they will volunteer once or twice a year to help with our the work of the museum. It's a history of women. It's a history of a profession of women who really guided their way when they didn't have the right to vote. They didn't have the right to own land or get loans from banks. Yet these women were starting a profession, and look at where we are now. We have men involved. We have, taken our model around the world to encourage people to study our methods, and it's just, it's very exciting. I love the work.
If you would like to learn more about LaSalle's Nursing Museum, visit their website at nursinghistory.org. There, you can read more about nursing history and see some of the items in the museum's collections.
Noah Labeo, a LaSalle MBA grad from the class of 2005, was named the 2025 IT Leadership Award winner. And it's easy to see why. With more than 35 of experience in technology and a nearly 25-year career at Wells Fargo, Noah has been a true leader in the field. He's given back to the community, serving with the National Association of Asian American Professionals and the Asian American Chamber of Commerce. Noel says his time at LaSalle built the foundation for his success, and he encourages students to keep learning, build connections, and always stay curious. If you visit LaSalle's Benilde building, you may stumble across what looks like an actual hospital room. It's all part of a nursing department's simulation lab, a hand-on facility giving students real-world experience. Hannah Benson and Maya Martin visited the lab in this report.
We have a lot of great technology in our simulation operating room. We have 2 different types of anesthesia machines. We also have various IV pumps. We have a medication and airway cart, and then we also have the Laerdal SimMan, which is able to do lots of different physiological responses depending on what activity the students do.
We have a great sim lab. Not every school around here or school around the country really has a lot of that stuff. So the mannequins, they act as almost as a real person would. You could hear lung sounds, you could hear heart sounds. When they decompensate, you can tell from their vitals on the big screen in your monitor.
So we are blessed to have the simulation. As you can tell, it can close his airway, can open his airway. We have the glide scope as well. We have nice high tech that we need and to practice, to show us how to do it in the sim lab so we are able to use it in real life.
We can do a lot of different emergency situations in the simulation lab that they might not necessarily see in the operating room in their time as a student, but they obviously will need to know how to recognize these situations and how to appropriately address them.
It's a very challenging and difficult program, so having just amazing classmates helps.
This lab provides students with a safe space to learn and practice before heading out into a real clinical setting. You can find this lab on the 4th floor of the Benil Towers.
From LaSalle TV to NBC, Matt DeLucia, class of 2007, turned his time at LaSalle into an award-winning career in broadcast journalism. As a student, he hosted shows on LaSalle TV and even got his first job after a producer spotted him on air. Fast forward to today, Matt has won 20 regional Emmys and a prestigious Edward R. Murrow Award for his series called Matt Explains It. He's now a reporter for NBC 10 right here in Philadelphia. Doing what he loves in his hometown, Matt says his journey started at 20th and Only, and LaSalle will always be his home. LaSalle has a long history of producing theater dating back to 1929. The student-run theater group, The Mask, produces a couple of shows every year in addition to improv shows. Reporter Tyler Farmer took the stage for this production.
So The Mask is divided into a few different sectors. You have your actors, you have your technical theater people who are building the sets, and then you have improv, which is we don't really work on the main productions. We are a once a month kind of show up, put on our performances, and that's kind of it. It just is a perfect outlet to really explore creative freedom, and there's so many skills that you wouldn't expect to kind of be there. And just the ability to tell a story from scratch is just such a unique feeling.
I have loved everything about it. I've made some great friendships, and I've been able to pursue my passion of acting, singing, dancing.
It's been very fun. It's been a huge roller coaster. I started off in The Mask as doing lights up in the 3rd floor of the Union, and then after a few, instances, I started doing acting, and then now I'm finally on e-board. Building chemistry really helps when you're friends with everyone. So adding on to that and then just practicing a lot, being comfortable with everyone really helps with chemistry, and just being passionate in what you want to do also helps bring chemistry into it.
All of us really get together. A lot of the times, if we see each other at lunch, we'll spend time with each other. Many of us are also communication majors studying media, so if we see each other in class, we'll always sit next to each other and poke fun at hey, remember that time in improv you did that?
I feel like I've been so eased into it by the support of my fellow actors and actresses. I feel like everyone is so supportive, and when you don't know a line or if you don't know a stage direction, everyone has been so able to answer questions and so supportive.
The Mask always is helping with other orgs. The Mask is just a very hardworking organization, and we just really want us to succeed in the next years coming on.
For more updates, follow The Mask on Instagram at The Mask of LaSalle.
LaSalle University is making headlines again, this time for its Master of Science in Cybersecurity program, which just ranked number 13th in the nation by Fortune.com. And get this, LaSalle is the only Pennsylvania school on the list. The program stands out for its flexibility, hands-on learning, and strong faculty. Students can finish in as little as 1 year, and graduates go on to work in business, government, and tech. Program Director Dr. Yang Wang says the recognition reflects LaSalle's commitment to blending technical rigor with real-world impact. And it's just one more reason LaSalle continues to shine on the national stage.
That's all for our LaSalle stories today. However, right after this break, we will be back with Philadelphia stories. Stay tuned.
Illicit fentanyl is the deadliest drug threat that our nation has ever experienced. We lost Leo when he was only 19, killed by fentanyl he didn't even know he was taking. He was my heart, my son.
My grandson. I wish you could have met him. Such a beautiful young man. Kind, smart, funny, sweet, a great kid.
Go to ladrfoundation.org to join us in the fight against fentanyl.
Thank you.
Can you help me?
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
Hey, crew, I'll give the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
More donors means more hope. Sign up at organdonor.gov.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. That I know what you're going through. I know things aren't easy, but you still show up. I wonder if you know that we can get help. That we don't have to go through this alone. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Welcome back. Thousands of protesters filled the streets of Center City, Philadelphia this weekend as the second No Kings rally took place outside City Hall. Organizers say the event was one of 2,500 held nationwide, with crowds marching peacefully to voice opposition to Trump's administration policies. The march started at City Hall and ended at Independence Mall, where more than a dozen speakers addressed the crowd. Invisibly, Philadelphia says the first No Kings event drew 100,000 people earlier this year, and Saturday's rally kept the momentum going, with signs, music, and a strong message of unity across the city.
The Flyers got their second win of the season in dramatic fashion, beating the Minnesota Wild 2-1 in overtime at the Xfinity Mobile Center. Noah Cates sealed the deal just 2 minutes and 36 seconds into overtime. Goalie Dan Vladar stopped 15 shots, keeping the Flyers alive throughout the game. Owen Tippett tied it up in the third period with a lucky bounce off the goalie pad. And fans got their money's worth early when other players threw down in a first period fight. The Flyers now turn their attention to Seattle Monday, October 20th at 7 p.m. as they look to keep the momentum going on home ice.
Halloween is creeping into Philly, and this year's lineup of haunted houses and ghost tours is scarier than ever. From the iconic Eastern State Penitentiary to the terrifying Penhurst Asylum, Philadelphia is turning up the frights for 2025. The Bates Motel returns with its famous haunted hayride, and the Fright Factory in South Philly promises a nightmare straight out of a horror movie. If you're feeling brave, try the Soul Crawl at Laurel Hill Cemetery or the Bloodletting and Burials tour at the Betsy Ross House. Whether you're into history, horror, or just a good jump scare, Philly has something to make your Halloween unforgettable. If you're looking for a fun but frightful Halloween adventure, take a trip out of Philly and across the river to East Windsor, New Jersey. There you might find a field of terror.
I've been coming here every year since I was little, and to be able to actually work here and scare people is a lot of fun. So far it's been nothing but excitement, new friends, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
My experience working here has been, mostly fun. It really has been fun. Scaring a lot of customers, meeting a lot of new people here, and just finding new ways to scare people. It was a lot of trial and error. Sometimes I'll try to scream or whatever, and people would just laugh at me. I was like, oh, well, that probably doesn't work. But then there was other things I would do, and I would get people to actually jump out of their seat or something of the sort. So that's kind of how I went off to find out how to scare people.
The excitement definitely comes from, I love fall and Halloween as a whole, so I just get excited about it, if that makes sense. Also just seeing customers' reactions and making them laugh and scream, it keeps prompting me to want to scare more people. A lot of us don't even see it as a job, just come out here for fun. I think just the idea of it in general is unique. That makes it special.
What makes this job so special is that it's probably the only job where I would say I'll do it without wanting to get paid. This is a job where it's I'm out here for the pure excitement of the job.
You can find our reporter, Tyler Farmer, there in the field as one of the scare actors. Visit fieldofterror.com for directions and hours.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will dive into global stories.
We live in a country that incarcerates its own people more than any other nation in the world.
The individual can age out of crime. He or she, 9 times out of 10, is no longer thinking like he or she once thought when they were 18. This is a good time to have a second look for everyone. We have 50 years of data that proves to us emphatically that the old way of doing things no longer works.
Everyone has a community, a neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use, community members can be your eyes and ears when you're not with your kids and alert you to signs of potential problems. Learn more at talktheyhearyou.samhsa.gov.
Well, I'm looking good. Thank you. Just became a real ID. What's the plan? Impromptu road trip? Actually, the plan is to fly to New York for today's product launch, and then visit the family in California and cap it off with a girls' weekend in New Orleans. You really can just do all that. Sure, I'm a real ID, so I'm good to board any domestic flight. Speaking of which, gotta fly. Nice. Enjoy. I'll be here.
Be your Real ID self today. To learn how, visit tsa.gov/realid or your local DMV.
Do you know a veteran in need? Nation's Finest, through the VA's Supportive Services for Veteran Families program, helps veterans and their families struggling with rent, employment, and other housing-related costs. Today, Nation's Finest operates more than 30 locations in California, Arizona, and Nevada, helping thousands of veterans every year. Visit nationsfinest.org or call 1-833-468-9676. That's 1-833-468-9676.
Welcome back. In Paris, a daring heist rocked the world-famous Louvre Museum. Thieves used a crane to break through an upper window, smashed display cases, and made off with priceless crown jewels, all in just 4 minutes. The robbers escaped on motorbikes, leaving behind one damaged piece believed to be the crown of Empress Eugenie. Wife of Napoleon III, French officials called the job extremely professional, with no injuries and no violence. The museum closed for the day as police launched an investigation. It's the most significant theft at the Louvre since the Mona Lisa was stolen back in 1911. raising new questions about security at one of the world's most visited museums.
Montreal satellites are helping fight climate change. A company called GHD Sat, run by Steph Angermain, has 14 eye-in-the-sky sensors tracking methane, a major warming gas. They just signed a deal with ExxonMobil and raised $47 million to expand. Even as the U.S. scales back some NASA carbon missions like the orbiting carbon observatories, their clients are still playing their long game. The tech spots leaks at oil and gas sites, coal mines, landfills, and farms. Cities can even capture methane as biofuel. The big idea: lower emissions save money and prove it with space-based data. The business and the planet both win.
In Spain, the town of Terrassa in Catalonia is putting a pause on black cat adoptions until after Halloween. Officials say the temporary ban runs from October 6th to November 10th to protect the cats from being used in Halloween stunts or worse. Animal shelters there say adoption requests for black cats usually spike around this time of year. Many cultures see black cats as symbols of luck, but in Western tradition, they're linked with witchcraft and bad omens. The city council calls the move a precaution and says normal adoptions will resume after Halloween. Until then, the black cats of Terrassa are staying safe and spooky.
That's a wrap for today's episode of LTV News. I'm Mike Adredas, and thank you for joining us with another episode. We appreciate you tuning in and sharing this journey with us.
And I'm Dastan and Mike. Be sure to catch us next time for more important stories from our campus, community, and city.